Welcome to Multidimensional Health with Dr. Toni. I am really happy you're joining me today. On today's show, we're going to be talking about the love languages of grief. Grief comes with an array of complicated feelings, and many people can become overwhelmed by the grieving process unexpected intense emotions. However, when it comes to mourning, be it the loss of a job, a home, a loved one, or even a lifestyle, and how others can best help us during this time, there is no right way to do it. Every person and every loss is unique. And after a significant loss, what we think and feel inside, and in what ways we're able to express those thoughts and feelings, and how we feel supported by others vary from person to person and loss to loss. Yet, a healthy technique for managing grief is applying Dr. Gary Chapman's approach called the five love languages. On this fantastic show, my guest and dear friend Grace Liang will talk to us about how we can apply this technique to support us through our grieving process. Grace is an expert and grief counselor that helps her clients persevere through life challenges. That's because she knows what it is to experience struggle and loss and overcome it. Now she lives her dream life after overcoming poverty, family abuse, domestic violence, moving to a foreign country, and losing her husband to cancer. She knows what it is to bring you hope and inspire you to thrive. And to learn more about Grace, don't forget to visit her website at activateyourinnerpower.com. Welcome, Grace, to the show. I am so happy you're here.
Yeah, I'm so happy too. Like I'm now it's regular.
I know. I love it. I love it. And I know we're going to have a great show today. Today is a topic that I really love, and I'm familiar with it for many years, and I just didn't know you could use it for grief. So I'm really happy to hear that we're going to talk about the five love languages, and you're going to tell us how we can use it to grieve and help us get through the process faster and to be happier faster. So take it away. Let's see what you can show us about that.
Yeah, cool. Actually, one morning when I wake up, like, why don't we use this?
Hmm.
Because for me, I believe um, grief is part of love.
Yes.
Grief, it is love. And if grief is love, then definitely we can use five love
Hmm.
languages, right? But before we really cannot talk about how we use these five love languages to guide you through grief, I want to kind of put little more foundation there.
Yes, that would be
A lot.
great. A lot of people don't know
Yeah,
what the five love languages are, so it would be great if we start there. Yeah.
yeah, sure. So first I want to say, if you haven't read that book, which is five love languages, I think they have some subtitle like the love less. I don't even remember the subtitle, but if you search five love languages by Dr. Gary Chapman,
Hmm.
he wrote so many books about relationships. It's everything he develops is based on this method about five love languages. So just a little background to how he come up with this. So in his early years as a marriage counselor, of course, have seen so many real love story, kind of in the real life suffering. So he noticed one pattern. One person say, "I don't feel loved from my partner,"
Hmm.
and the partner said, "I did everything I can. I don't understand why that person doesn't feel I love that person." So he noticed there's something doesn't match.
Hmm.
And based on all those studies, so he came out with one theory as, actually everybody has different love languages. When
Hmm.
we don't speak the same language, we
Hmm.
have a hard time to communicate. So the five love languages, he put it into like, first is the words of affirmation.
Hmm.
Basically, this type of person really care about how people speak to them. For example, this type of person need a lot of "I love you," "You're amazing," "You did great job," "I really appreciate you" type of thing. Um, and then next one will be act of service.
Hmm.
So this type of person is they believe words doesn't mean much. action counts.
Yeah, show me.
You say, yeah, show me. Yeah, do something. Show me. I don't care how sweet words you speak to me. I'll not take it seriously. Must be action. Yeah. And then receiving gifts is number 3. A lot of people say, oh, it's a receiving gift is a part of the acts of service. It can be a set point, but it's a different. Receiving gifts pretty much means this person need to hold some physical object to feel the love behind it. It don't have to be very expensive, but need to be something, especially if you can come up with some very unique, meaningful gift. Oh, that person will be so happy. Okay. And then the third one is quality time. Basically, if you are the person needed quality time means, okay, eyes on me, TV's off, phone put on do not disturb, let's really talk.
Yeah, focus
and
on
that
me.
focus on me. That's the quality time. And then the number 5 is physical touch. This type of people are really craving about physical touch, not just say intimate touch. Can be many, like pat on the back, hold hand, hug, kiss, cuddling. So those are 5 very common love languages. So Toni,
what's your love language?
I know you want to ask me. I just want to ask you. How about this? You guess me, I will guess yours. So you can get it right.
I quality time, I suppose, or I don't know. I'm just guessing.
You're so right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Quality time. No, I'm like, I don't know, Toni. I need to. Let me see. What is yours? Is it yours? Is it quality time too?
Yeah, quality time and physical touch, but mostly quality time. Yeah.
Wow. Mine is quality time and then act of service.
Oh, yeah. As I have grown, it seems like I get more, I value all of them in a certain way. And so active service too, because in the beginning it was all quality time when I first did it. And that was like, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago. And now as I grow, and it seems like I appreciate all of them because they have something to give me. And so it's very hard to pick one now, to limit it. But if I had to pick quality time.
Me too. I know so just in case if you're wondering like, oh, how do I know? So you could type into 5 love languages quiz, which is pretty simple. You can just get what your result. But most people, based on the definition, they can figure it out what kind of love language they have. So that actually raised that one question. Some people ask me, say, hey, do you think our love languages can change? I believe yes. Because love language is kind of like personality. It's based on your personality, your cultural background, your many things. So if your personality or your point of view about life can change, then your love language can change too. So just, as everything in life, have open mind. Like you said, 13 years ago, yours is all about quality time. Now you found it, other love language actually, start to really raise up too. So now let's talk about how can we actually use these 5 love languages to guide us through our grieving journey. I think we're going to talk about from different angle. From if we are the person who is going through grief, like me, I lost my husband, or if you know someone in your family or your close friends is going through it, so you will know how to support them in a better way. Yeah. So first, I want to say, if this person's love language is words of affirmation, then this person probably feels most supported by the words that are very kind and very encouraging. So, for example, first, I always want to say what we do if we are the person going through grief, because I always feel like when we talk about taking 100% responsibility, is
Mm-hmm.
how we know who we are and how we know can do it by ourselves. And then the second step will be we ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the first one, I want to suggest everybody to do one thing, which is we call mirror exercise. So Toni, you're pretty familiar with mirror exercise, right?
Yes. I
Yes.
love it. I love it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not sure what's a mirror exercise, basically you talk to yourself in the mirror and do not cheat. You have to really look into your own
Mm-hmm.
eyes. You will not be surprised. You will not, you know, many times so many people tell me, my God, this is just so difficult because they can't look into their own eyes to really have a very
Mm-hmm.
intimate, deep talk. So that is kind of like, oh my gosh, how much we have ignored ourselves.
I know.
So looking in the mirror, look into your eyes, starting with collecting some small wins of that day. Okay, not big, not giant, big victories, small wins. For example, if you're going through grief, you know every small thing counts. If you're like, okay, last night, actually, I did not stay up to 2 a.m. to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I went to bed at 1:30. That is big
Mm-hmm.
victory. Okay, so we collect all those small ones, or like, okay, actually today I cook for myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing for people going through
Mm-hmm.
grief alone. Yeah. So start from here. Whatever you can, 1, 2, 3, how many things you can come up, and look into your eyes, tell yourself, good job.
Mm-hmm.
You did really good on that. And then after everything, you can talk about, like, then acknowledge all the challenges and you have overcome. Like, oh, today at the moment when I watch TV, I see a love story and I just start to feel so bad about myself because I lost my late husband. But I instantly realized that's my responsibility to choose how I feel. So I
Mm-hmm.
decided, you know what? I lost it, but I will create again in the future. Although I don't know when, how,
Mm-hmm.
who that person will be involved, but I know it will happen. Things like that. Okay,
So
so
what you're saying
encouragement.
is, if your love language is words of affirmations, you're affirming yourself by talking to yourself.
Yes,
Got it.
yes,
Okay, got it.
yes, yes. Because we really, if people really primary love language is words of affirmation, they constantly needed this as
Okay.
a support. Yeah, and then make sure I and look into your eyes. Say at least 3 times. You say, "I love you," and then sometimes I even say, "I really, really love you." So that's really good way to continue bring this support to yourself.
That's
Now,
great.
yeah, so other than you really use words of affirmation on yourself, you can ask your family and friends to tell them,
Mm-hmm.
give them a little education. Say, hey, among all the love support you give it to me, the words of encouragement, it's the best at this moment. Could you please just catch what I did good, or
Mm-hmm.
just tell me how much you love me, how much you care about me, and you're there, with me, all kind of things. So a lot of time people don't know what to do.
Yes.
If you really tell them what exactly you want, they will like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I know how to take care of you.
Yeah, because nobody is mind readers, right? And we're all uncomfortable when somebody loses a loved one. We don't know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
what to say. And so if we take responsibility for ourselves and tell the people we love, this is what will help me, it's okay to
Mm-hmm.
ask. A lot of people
Yeah,
are afraid to ask and say, well, they should read my mind, or they should know, or
no one can.
no one can, or I feel like, oh, I feel ashamed and I don't want to ask, or I don't want to feel needy. But the truth is, we all need support. And so
Yeah.
we can take our own responsibility and ask for what we need during those
Mm-hmm.
times of grief. Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Very cool. So the second one, if you are the person, your primary love language is acts of service. So if you're the person, this is your number one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so most time you feel like the action speaks more loudly than words.
Mm-hmm.
So probably what you want to do is you actually have a new routine to take care of yourself. So again, how you love yourself, right? How you take the action, how you do the acts of service to yourself. It cannot like, like for example, if you normally even don't have the money to go to spa to treat yourself, but when you go through a grief, you may have to like, you know what, I am going to treat myself very well just for once of 6 months, whatever. I want to feel that. I want to feel that being taken care of. Yeah, so do something for yourself. But again, for this part, I would say just really ask people. Like me, this is my secondary love language. I remember something really helped me is my stepdaughter and her fiance, after my late husband passed away, they visit me almost every weekend. They help me taking care of my yard work, do a lot of repair around the house. Yeah, so those are real help. So if you have someone in your life right now is grieving, so do something like that.
Yeah, even bring them food, because they might not have the energy to cook for themselves.
Yes, yeah, that's something I about to say. Bring food, help them to do grocery shopping, take them to the doctor. Many things. How them to walk dog. It's many things you could do. So the thing is, a lot of people start like here, like, oh, call me when you need help. They don't understand is when people in grief, we don't reach out that easily. We just kind of like locked in this ourselves. So just go out of their way to help. That's better way to do it. Yeah. So that's act of service. Now, if someone primary love language is receiving gifts, okay, this part, if you want to do by yourself, I would say what I did after my late husband passed away. This is not my primary love language, but no one really hate gifts, right? So I remember I discovered he has a credit card, has a lot of points there. And I remember I used his points redeemed quite a big amount of shopping gift cards at Nordstrom. Yeah. And then, they sent it. I totally forgot. I don't remember how long. A couple of weeks later, I received it. Like, yay!
Like a nice gift.
I know, like, wow, what a surprise. I already forgot about it. What a surprise. And I feel like, I remember it was very interesting is, the gift card, somehow I put a note. I put note is love from, so and so, my late husband's name.
Oh, so it felt like, oh, that was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I didn't even think about that much, but at that moment, yeah, he left for me. This is love. So when I received it, I was like, oh, just so happy like that. Now you can do other things is you could schedule gifts for yourself. You could even ask your family member, hey, I will give you this money, but make sure by special date, can you help me order something, send it to me, or bring to me? If you say, that just sounds so fake, it's my money, it didn't do much, then you may want to think about some way like, okay, can I ask my family friends very directly to tell them, I'm not asking you to spend lots of money. I'm just asking you to show me somehow a small physical object, flowers, plants, a music, a book, whatever. It doesn't cost that much, but shows you care about me. And that's what they really want.
Yeah.
So when you ask this, when you give them very clear directions, the family member will do it because it's really not big favor to ask.
And they want to help. They just don't know. So let's, again, take responsibility for our lives and ask for what we want and need.
Yes. Very good. So the next one, quality time. So Toni, you and me, we both, our primary language is quality time. So I remember my quality time when I was married to my late husband is we enjoy our dinner time so much. He was a good cook. I'm a good cook. We cook together, and then we always have a long dinner time. We just keep talking, just laughing and drinking. Well, after cleaning, we may even bring our wine to the backyard, sit next to the pool, continue talking. So it's hours long bonding time together. So that was the hardest time for me after he passed away. And I live alone, and now I eat alone. I'm like, I don't want to eat. I want somebody there to talk to me, but it's not everybody talk to me. I will feel that bonding.
Yeah.
So I am like, okay, then what can I do about this? Majority time I care is about a quality conversation. So like, okay, then how can I do that? So later I figured out a way is, I really love Audible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I listen to great books now right now, 3.5 years later, every single meal I'm eating by myself, my Audible is on. I listen to my book because I feel that couldn't say a conversation, but at least something is very meaningful and I can learn a lot.
Yes.
So that's something helped me with this. So Toni, if that's you, what do you think you can do?
So one of the things, because I'm in the same boat like you say, quality time is my time, and also dinner time and cooking with somebody, that's my big thing. So right now that I don't have that, especially with COVID and I'm alone and everything, is meditation. Is quality time with myself. It was very hard to get to understand that, quality time with myself, because I was associated quality time with somebody else, and so yes, meditation has been helping me. It took a while. But now it's like, oh, if I start to feel low, I go and have quality time with myself. But I also call my friends and I ask them to come over, or to talk on the phone or something. And so it doesn't have to be a long conversation, because it's about the quality time, not about the amount. And so again, I take responsibility for my life, and I ask for what I need, which is, I'm alone, I need somebody, or I have my son go for a walk with me.
Yeah. So the key is ask if we need a company. But I think you really bring up a very, very important point is grief. I want to say grief is part of the love. Here I have to pause a little bit because I want to share another very important thing about love and grief. Love for me, it's a full cycle of 4 stages. Okay, first one, love was born. This love can be born as blood related, right? Your family members. Can be a romantic love, right? But it's just at the beginning. It's the first started. And then second part is developing or growing. And this stage can be lifelong. So many ups and downs. And this is real life, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point, love dies. It's just like a death for a human. Love dies too. Like I lost my late husband, or people divorce, or people break up, or people just somehow, this person just faded out from your life, just not in this picture anymore. So all of this is the stage of love died. Okay, so anytime love died, go through to the next stage, which is the final stage for this love circle or cycle, is grief. Everybody needs a certain time period to grieve, to find meaning, to accept it, to recover, and start another new life cycle again. But in the first 3 stages, the love, always not just you, always somebody else involved. You guys somehow walking together on that journey. But the last one, only you.
Yes.
So the last one is not walking towards to anybody or anywhere anymore. Actually, the last one, grieving, is walking back towards who you are. And that's why grief can be such a great opportunity to learn, and to
Mm-hmm.
grow.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So just kind of plug in. And it is very, very important to spend quality time with yourself. And that's what I say, the self-love part.
Mm-hmm.
So let's brainstorm what we call quality time, right? For
Mm-hmm.
me, my alternative quality time, other than spend time with my late husband, talk for a long time, is listening to books.
Mm-hmm.
For you, is meditation. Anything else you think we can help people come up with some idea?
Going for a walk by yourself and appreciating nature, observing
Yes.
the colors that are there for you, and the
Mm-hmm.
the scent and everything around you. Just when you pay attention, they just seem brighter, and it lifts your mood up. That's one of the things that I love of going for a walk in nature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think another thing you can think about is I actually writing a journal.
Oh,
So
that's right. Yes.
yeah, because that's a self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, is a very great coping method.
Mm-hmm.
During, I mean, my book, the whole book I wrote is during the whole time. Each week I write something to kind of record my
Mm-hmm.
grieving process. So that would be something to do too. And then of course you could go to gym, spend some
Yep.
quality time with yourself, do
Mm-hmm.
yoga, right? That's very good quality time.
Swimming, go to the
Swimming,
ocean.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or solo travel.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I did a lot too at the beginning. Yeah. So very good. I think here we gave people a lot of great suggestions
Ideas.
about ideas how to do quality time alone.
You can
Okay. So
cook. Cook could be a quality time too.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, totally, totally.
Yeah.
You know, in my book, there's one quote from me is cook for others is pure love. Cook for yourself is pure self-love.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. I
So
love that.
yeah, yeah.
And you and I love cooking, so we find this passion about the scents and the colors, and it's just makes you happy.
Yeah,
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 that's
very
great.
true. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the last one,
Hmm.
physical touch. This one can be a little difficult if this is your primary
Hmm.
language because it is that person just not there
Hmm.
and no one can replace you feel like that. But actually, we could do a lot of things still maintain this physical touch is,
Hmm.
for example, volunteer at a animal rescue center or adopt a
Hmm.
dog or cat or something. Volunteer at whatever the society needs it, for the little kids, for older people. Because what I realize is when you're in your darkest time, what really can cheer you up actually is giving love to
Hmm.
people, even in a worse place than you are.
Stepping
And then you
outside
receive
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, and then you receive so much love and appreciation from those people or things or animals you helped.
Hmm.
And most time they pat on your back, they give you a
Yeah.
hug, they just make you feel good about it.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's something, if your primary love language is physical touch, that's something you can do. And of course you can ask your family friends, tell them like, at this time period probably I will need a lot more physical touches. If you can just come to me a little more often,
Hmm.
pat on my back,
Hug.
or just yeah, hug. Yeah, that would be good. I remember I read somewhere there's a older lady. She's so cute. I think that probably physical touch is her primary love language. She said, when I really craving this, I just stand on the street and put a sign, free hugs. And people come to her
Yeah,
and
no
she
one's
look
gonna turn down a hug. Yeah.
no, so people just give her a hug and she feels so good. And the other people feel so good too. So why not, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're giving too, so that's great. Well, another great thing is like it is okay to give yourself massage. Touch your arms and your face and your heart and wherever the meridians are. And just squeeze a little bit, and that's
Mm-hmm.
that's great. It's helps your health and your emotions too.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you get a real massage helps a lot too.
That's
So
true.
when you're
That's true.
going through grief, if you
Hmm.
can do like twice a month or once a
Uh-huh.
week massage, oh, that will help you so much.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is my idea about how to use the 5 love languages to going through grief with suffering less and healing faster.
I
So,
love it. I love it. I never thought about using them in that way, but I love it. I'm glad that you were on the show and that you taught us this because I didn't even think about it. So it's great. I think it's great ideas for everybody. So this is awesome. So thank you. Thank you for joining us today and showing us that.
oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be on your show, and I can't wait to come back again.
All right. Sounds great. And thank you all for joining us today. Again, if you want to learn more about Grace and her classes and coaching sessions, visit her website at activateyourinnerpower.com. All one word. And if you have any questions, email me at contacttony at D as in David, R as in Rose, ToniCamacho.com. Or visit my website at www.D as in David, R as in Rose, Toni with an I, Camacho.com. And I'll see you all next week.